Big Rob today. David. So welcome to Sin City Crypto. My name's Big Rob. I'll be holding it down. Also have Forrest. This Forrest Friday, so you're gonna have the two of us co-hosting today. And Forrest, how you doing today, brother?
Thanks for having me on, man. Just you never know what you're gonna get. Just mixing it up.
Yeah.
One day it's you and David. One day it's me and David. One day it's me and you.
Yeah. You know what? Monday, why don't we just do Rocco and Forrest? How about that? You know?
There we go. The three of us. There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm down for it.
You down?
Down.
Right. How's your Hola, Rocco? Is it good?
I'm working on it.
You working on it?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Hola, hola, hola.
There it is. So, guys, if you are new here, a little bit about us here. Say hello so you can drop that hola back at you. And we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where, unlike the other crypto channels out there, we take old, boring, and stale information and actually make it entertaining and engaging. And then also, when we get to a certain amount of likes, we'll open up the club. I think we're at 170. So we encourage you to hit the like button. Let's get the party started. Now, today we've got a lot going on. If you missed out on the news last night or, XRP, big bullish news today. Actually last night, the SEC has dropped some of the court cases, dropped a big part of the court case on the XRP lawsuit, which we'll get in a little bit more in depth with, but not completely out of the woods here with the SEC in the court case with Ripple Labs, but another W for the XRP army. So if you guys are fans of XRP, hold tight because we got a lot of news to cover there. Now, also, if you have been paying attention, Bitcoin's rallying. Bitcoin's moving. And I think Bitcoin actually hit 30,000 or damn near close to it. And now very bullish. So just to take a peek here, we are flirting with 30,000. And you can see here on the, we'll get into, for those of you wondering where we're at on the charts, we will get into Bitcoin's price movement here shortly. And yeah, we officially did cross the 30K mark this morning. So very bullish and exciting for that. I think a lot of people are waiting for the grayscale news, which we'll also kind of dabble on here in a little bit. Supposed to get a little bit of SEC. SEC is supposed to make a move when it comes to grayscale and their ETF. So we're on pins and needles waiting for that as well. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, I do want to give a shout out to our channel sponsors. So first up, Cam's Blue Wire Tech. So they help us with all of our networking needs as well as cybersecurity. So if you are operating a business and you need IT, networking, or cybersecurity, go to bluewiretech.com. Link in the description. Also, we got Radix, Radically Better DeFi. So if you want to play in the DeFi sandbox, there's a layer one out there that specializes in decentralized finance. Radix, not only are they a leader in this space, but they also make it easy and fun to use. So unlike some of the other complicated DeFi platforms out there, this one is damn user-friendly. Now, want to get into Bitcoin today. So what's going on with Bitcoin there, Forrest? Is there something? Because I saw the last night. I have the notification on my phone, that buzzes me, and it was about 1 a.m, and I got, I'm West Coast time. I know you're East Coast, but about 1 a.m, I got one eye open, and I'm over here like looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, Bitcoin's up 5%, and so immediately I'm over here scrolling Twitter, aka X, and I'm trying to see what's the news, and I want to get right into it, and we're going to get into the funnies here in a little bit, but I want to, without any further ado, I want to talk a little Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin telling you? Is there any kind of price movement?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the chart real quick.
Yeah. Let's get into the charts. Just get right into it. I want to jump right into some prices. Yeah. I know everyone's been. I've been waiting for Bitcoin to hit 30,000. It's finally here. I've been over here just bugging David. I'm like, did Bitcoin hit 30K? So here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at the Bitcoin chart here, this is kind of what we were talking about really all week, was this bullish pattern where you've got expanding volatility. So the other thing to keep in mind here is, we're on the daily chart. So this is not like, a very low time frame chart. This is the daily chart, and we're making higher lows. We're also making higher highs. It's a very basic pattern, but within this pattern of higher lows and higher highs, we're getting expanded volatility where the trend here is widening to the upside and widening to the downside, right? So don't be alarmed or panicked if you're looking at this and Bitcoin starts giving 5% back or whatever it is. We start seeing a 10% pullback here. We still just need to continue to make this pattern of higher highs and higher lows. As long as we're making higher lows, that's all that matters. That means the buyers are coming in at higher and higher prices. What I personally think is going on here is I think this Bitcoin ETF is starting to get priced in to where, we had this big liquidation. We had the kind of, full retrace off the Grayscale news, and we just kind of sat down here sideways for a while. But the closer we get to this potential Bitcoin ETF approval, the more it gets priced in. There's still some Bitcoin overhead here and there. You still have things like Mount Gox, and you still have things like, maybe the government sells some Bitcoin, but all of those things are they're kind of back of mind right now. What's front of mind is this Bitcoin ETF. And as we get closer and closer to it, and as we saw the fake Bitcoin ETF news cause this wick, people are kind of realizing, oh, it's not priced in. If we get a Bitcoin ETF approval one of these days or one of these weeks, we probably see a 5, 10, 15, 20% candle to the upside rather quickly. So I think there's a lot of longs coming in. I think there's a lot of people that are just looking at Bitcoin and saying, you know what, I'll take a fair allocation. Maybe we don't get the pullback to 20K. Maybe we don't get the pullback to 15 or 18K that I had hoped for. Not that I had necessarily hoped for, but what people were kind of, a lot of the bears were hoping for is to be able to accumulate Bitcoin at low prices before a Bitcoin ETF. And the closer we get and the more expanding volatility and higher highs and higher lows we get, and the more we trend upwards, the stronger this chart looks. And I will say, out of this type of pattern, you can see very explosive movement. So this is known as an accumulation funnel. There was, one that preceded the big oil run up last year. And when you get a breakout above these things, a lot of times it just starts to go vertical. So if we were to get a Bitcoin ETF, bullish case, I mean, we've got some targets up here at 38 to 40K that we could run into. Don't get too, don't get too, too much FOMO. I do think that, there's plenty of room for a pullback and for this trend to take some time to develop. So, don't feel like you have to FOMO in right at these resistance levels right now. We also have a big resistance level at 31K that we've talked about a lot. It's what's, been kind of capping us so far. We break through that range and things could get pretty, start looking pretty good pretty quickly.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I don't know. I think the tide is turning when it comes to, as you mentioned, the Bitcoin ETF. I think people in general are becoming more open to the fact that ETF is not really a pipe dream anymore. And in 2020, it was like, well, they hopefully will get the ETF. One day we'll get the ETF. In the future, it's coming. There's a lot of pushback, but at this point, I feel like the SEC's got its back up against the wall. They've taken loss after loss when it comes to these smaller court cases that are kind of adding up and in a direction that says, hey, leave Bitcoin alone, maybe work on some other stuff. So to expand on this kind of ideology, I got a couple articles here. One, just to kind of hammer home what we're talking about. Now, here you have this is the SEC's 2024 exam priorities. This is basically some information, or this is more of an insight on what is the SEC looking to regulate? What are they going for here in 2024? And you have the SEC's Division of Examinations recently unveiled its 2024 priorities, signaling a potential tightening of regulations for crypto exchanges, firms, and cryptocurrencies falling under the SEC's definition of securities, based on the Howey test. Now, why am I bringing this up? I think that the narrative on crypto, as far as going after the projects, like saying, "Hey, Bitcoin's not can't be traded on the stock exchange; it's too volatile." I think those days are over, and I think we are going to get a ETF, not only in Bitcoin, but perhaps some other cryptos as well. I think that the SEC is looking to regulate in other areas and leave Bitcoin alone. So I think that, 1 second. And so here, I also pulled up 5-year peak in Google searches for spot Bitcoin ETF. So you have the SEC coming out saying in 2024, we're going to regulate the exchanges, the crypto firms, and that's where we're going to focus our attention. And then you have the likes of BlackRock, the biggest names, the biggest investment house out there, going all in on Bitcoin. Larry Fink coming out here. And then you got, 5 years. So in the last bull market, more than the last bull market, people searching spot Bitcoin ETF. So I think the narrative is pretty clear and simple. The SEC is gonna lose this, and I think that the ETF not only is a certainty, but it's just more of a matter of when than if. Now, I do want to shift today's. So I wanted to get into Bitcoin right off the rip because we were ripping, but take a little intermission here. Let's give a little love to the chat. And so if you are new here, say hello so I can drop that hola back at you. We got Toby Chapman, Jane A, Crypto Drunk, Chitalik, D Jedi, Snapper Sniffer. Interesting one. And then we got Rain here. Also, Crypto Pitbull gifted 1 membership. So a big shout out to you. So for all of you that are new here, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Now, getting into a little bit more lighthearted conversation here. Well, I might not be as so we got here.
What is it?
This is Ultimate Blends Hand Restoring Cream. And well, here you have somebody using the product.
Oh, come on.
Cream here, and well, nothing happened. So false advertising, perhaps.
This is bad.
Don't worry. David is not here. I am straight ruthless. Thank you. Now,
Jeez.
is this false advertisement for us? What do you think?
Yeah, that's your guess.
Hand restoring
I don't
cream.
know. Yeah, that's rough.
All right. So moving on, you have we got some big news coming out of the Tesla camp. And in case you guys missed it, well, Elon Musk confirms that Tesla's has a bulletproof Cybertruck. And so no bullets penetrated the inside of the cabin. So if you have a Cybertruck, you don't need to test it out. It has been tested. And well, this was your boy Elon here. Very similar to David. I'll just leave it at this as far as when we open up the club. So here's Elon. My boy over here, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's got the music. Okay, it's pretty bad.
It's got my man, he got that was the jacket.
Why?
He does the weird Egyptian thing. He's got a collar shirt.
You know, it reminds me when I had
collar coming out of the tighter shirt.
when I take my coat in the winter, you want to take the dust off. It looks like.
Okay, here's the question: if Elon pulls up in the nightclub and starts dancing, I mean, dude got enough money. I mean, he can dance however the hell he wants, right? He gonna pick up all the ladies. Dude, I'd hit on Elon.
Yeah, it's just like why? Why? You could just not dance. He could have just chosen not to do that. He could have just chosen not to dance.
It'd be nice to do
Nobody
a
would've
dance
judged him.
throwdown with Vitalik. What do you think? Vitalik and him
It's
do
not
a
like he's at a
throwdown?
wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
The
this
drunk
video is also courtesy of Altcoin Daily's post. He said, "How I feel holding crypto today." So, I don't know if I feel quite that in that much jubilee, but hey, you know what? We'll go with it. All right, so Moving on. Does anyone know how to remove this thing? Well, here's a comment. Pay for it. There it is.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Funny story. Well, I was
There we go. Story time. It's been a while. Didn't know we have the button. It's a story
do
time.
we even have a button?
We do.
Sure. Go ahead. Hit
All right,
the
let's
button.
go.
It's been a while. You know what? Why not? That one never gets old. I feel like when you're younger, you always go through some kind of you do stupid stuff as adolescents. And so I was shopping with my mom, my aunt, and my cousin, which is also a lady. So they were at all the female stores and they drug me along, some bored little kid running around there. I'm probably like 9 years old. And I saw these little plastic rectangles and they kind of look like little cars. Anyways, I'm 8 years old. And I was like, I want to take some of these, but I know my mom ain't going to buy them. So I just jammed my pockets full of these little rectangles. And anyways, we go to leave the store and then alarm goes off and I was freaking out. I was like, how did they know I stole it, man? And dude, I tried to steal the damn the alarm buzzers, man. All the things that buzz the alarm when you're trying to steal. I had a pocket full of alarm buzzers.
Well,
let me tell you, my mom looked at me. I think she thought it was funnier than she was mad, because if I would have been stealing anything else, she would have beat my ass. And she just looked at me and she just couldn't stop laughing. She was like, you tried to steal the alarm buzzers.
Lost case.
Had like 10 of them in my pocket. Yeah. Anyways, definitely not my strongest moment. All right. So also another strong moment. I'm just gonna keep it brutal today. Anyways, so here you have I'm just gonna play it. I'm not even gonna preface this. All right, here you go.
There's the music.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Oh my god!
That's bad, man.
All right.
Let's move on.
The clip merged into another one. It wasn't
Oh,
supposed
okay.
to be there.
Voluntary.
It was
Volunteer.
just happened that way, All right, so let's take a quick look. Take a quick look at the rest of the markets here. So as we alluded to when we first came in, nice little pump up in Bitcoin. It was as much as 5% last night, but sitting at as far as on the 24 hours, but currently about 3% up on the 24 hours, 29.5. So we're pretty damn close to 30K, testing the resistance there. Hopefully we go cross 30K, bounce off of it, make support, and then trade above that from here on out. Also, we are just one news article. Maybe it's ETF, maybe it's the grayscale. Who knows? But we're one bullish article away from getting enough momentum to cross us over this 30K mark. And I think with the ETF coming down here in the short term, plus the halving being around the corner, perhaps we can cross 30K, use it as support. Don't go back down there anymore. I think that might be something. Now, Ethereum sitting at a flat 1,600. Some of the biggest movers today, the Bitcoin ecosystem up as well. So Bitcoin SV, Stacks, both some of the biggest gainers. SV up 22%, while Stacks is up 8%. And then also you got Solana up 7%. So big rally in Solana. No, Forge, you're a big Solana bull. We here at Sin City Crypto have come around to Solana. We did have a little doubt, or at least I did myself, because of the downtime. But you know what? There's so much interest when it comes to venture capital, corporations, the partnerships that they have. The list is rivaled by very few, maybe only Polygon. And then XRP. Well, as we mentioned, we had some lawsuits get dropped. So very bullish, big rally from XRP. And then some of the biggest down, some of the losers, really nothing, right? Everything is pretty much flat. So just a bullish green day in the crypto land. Before we get too far into the articles as far as XRP and perhaps some of these other tokens and some of the other news, why don't we pull up a chart if you don't mind, Forrest, on XRP? What is this looking for? Because I see a lot of people in the chat here referencing XRP and price movement. And yeah, so what do we got?
Yeah, we'll take a look at a chart real quick. Yeah, so I'm actually on a longer term time frame, isolating for only the chart. Like I know a lot of people, discuss various fundamentals for XRP, but if we look at just the long term chart, I've said this before, but you're just getting this very large winding symmetric triangle pattern that on a long term time frame can be extraordinarily bullish. I've been a critic of XRP fundamentals before, but the chart is looking very, very strong. It's one of the few coins that have held its uptrend from the 2020 COVID crash, holding this uptrend. And if we're on the monthly chart right now, if we zoom into maybe the 3-day here, you actually see the same pattern of kind of expanding volatility that we're getting out of Bitcoin right now, and we can kind of tighten that up a little bit and you get the idea. But this accumulation that's happening right now for XRP is really interesting, because what we are seeing is, again, a series of higher lows. And it's not as clean as that short-term pattern on Bitcoin, but it is a series of higher lows coming in, and we are making higher highs every time we pump. So this differs from something that's some more bearish price action that actually a lot of altcoins right now are seeing, where you start making these lower highs and then you just spill off. If I were to pull up like a Dogecoin chart, or even Cardano, right? In comparison, I think Cardano's a great coin in the long term, but some of its most recent price action has been a little bit bearish, whereas XRP has actually been one of the stronger performers when it comes to relative performance, right? So making these higher lows, making these higher highs, expanding volatility, this in and of itself is a bullish pattern. Now, I do think in the short term for XRP, depending on what Bitcoin does, if we tighten up this trend line here just a little bit, it does have a little bit of room potentially to get a bit of a correction. But if we can just continue to jam up into this resistance level, this obviously we had a big court case, we had a big deviation, but get rid of that deviation and look at the chart, it's actually just jamming up into 55 cents. Right, and it's making either an ascending triangle on a shorter term time frame or maybe on a longer term time frame, both of which are bullish patterns. So what you want to see for XRP is a reclaim of 54 cents. 54 cents gets taken out. We could definitely see a big move out of XRP. Invalidation is quite simple, right? Where do you start looking out below and maybe having second thoughts about XRP? Is if we drop below this trend line, we drop below 42 cents, you got to question yourself and say, hey, what's going on with XRP that's making it trade so poorly? Is this just something that's fundamental, or is this just the overall market kind of pushing this down? Do we want to put a stop loss down here just in case we were to get a large drop and maybe rebuy down at 30 cents? Right. But as of right now, chart's intact, chart's looking decent. If we also go to, I do want to go to this, the spaghetti charts here. We'll go to, layer one performance. If you just want to isolate for what's been performing well here in 2023, XRP is one of the top performing coins out of a lot of these large caps. So you see Solana's been crushing it up here. You see Bitcoin right here. The two coins that are trailing Bitcoin in performance for 2023, and I know that this is just a smaller sample size, smaller collection of predominantly layer ones, right? I know there's plenty of like low caps. You could throw on something like Caspa and see outperformance of Bitcoin. But that trend really started at a very low cap area. But for a lot of these L1s that a lot of have been big names in the last bull market, Algorand, Near Protocol, AVAX, BNB, Phantom, ADA, a lot of solid fundamental projects kind of lagging behind things like XRP. XRP is holding up pretty decent on the year, going back to 2023 as our starting point. It's chasing Bitcoin. You'd be almost as, if you'd have just been buying Bitcoin all year or been in Bitcoin since the 1st of January of 2023, you're only slightly ahead of where you'd be if you were just, in XRP all year. So XRP's been keeping track or has been holding up well against Bitcoin. And that's something that not a lot of coins have been able to do in 2023. A lot of coins on the year are down against Bitcoin. So being able to track on par with Bitcoin, like we see, Chainlink not far behind, Ethereum not far behind. We don't have Ethereum on this chart, but you get the picture. It's showing a lot of relative strength against the rest of the market. So I'm actually moderately, I don't want to say super bullish on XRP, but moderately optimistic about XRP, regardless of fundamentals. I just think it maybe has some upside here. We'll see. The chart's looking good.
All right. So I know, real quick, I know, and we don't need to pull up a chart on it, but just kind of your quick thoughts on what's possible next bull market. But you mentioned Dogecoin, and you were referencing their chart, which I wanted to bring up. I do have a so a cryptocurrency analyst by the name of Amin Shebani. Anyways, who's got clout in the trading game, apparently. He came out and said Dogecoin, he came out with predictions saying that Dogecoin could potentially reach $16, up 27% or 27,000%, breaking all-time highs. What does $16 look like for Dogecoin? Well, it's at 6 cents. Former all-time high for Dogecoin is 50 cents. And so, could we see $1 next bull market? I do think that's probably something that we might get a short-term price movement to. I think $1 is something that would be on the table. Never discount the power of retail when they're trying to make a quick buck and throw money into something that's stupid. And not saying that Dogecoin is stupid, but, well, Dogecoin is exactly that. Now, what do you think about a $16 Dogecoin next bull market? If you want to look at a chart, we can, but I was just kind of just trying to get your basic sentiment. And also, he did draw this. I'm not the chart expert here, but he's predicting $16, and he's got this channel here, this upward channel that started back in the bull market of 2017, 2018. So 2 cycles here, saying next cycle the chart plays out $16. Oh, think there's anything to this? Did I buy some Dogecoin?
I think that's a wild prediction. Here, that's the same people that are, that sat and predicted, $1 million Bitcoin this last market cycle, and we went to 70,000 or 69,000. And the reason he's able to do this on this chart is because he's got this chart set to a logarithmic view, and then he's drawing linear trend lines. Like, the idea that Dogecoin can experience exponential growth to that degree for 3 cycles in a row without having any diminishing returns, I think is pretty wild. I don't know, maybe if Elon Musk just goes all in on, Doge is the currency of the future, and it's like the only thing he integrates into X or Twitter, maybe we see a wick up there. But I'm not so hopeful on that idea. I think you also got to take into account, like, Dogecoin's very retail driven. It's not like the institutions are coming in here and buying Dogecoin, putting it on their balance sheet. And if you look at the amount of money that consumers have right now, it's at an all-time low. Excess savings are dwindling from like 1.8 trillion down to 200 billion. People have a lot of debt right now. I just don't know that people are going to be foregoing paying their mortgages and car loans to speculate on Doge. So, look, maybe it's possible in a perfect world, but I think it's being a little hopeful.
You mentioned Elon Musk, and it's something interesting. Someone had pointed out. So if you go to Elon Musk official handle here, so this is Elon Musk on X, his verified account. See this location here is X with the Dogecoin symbol. That is not your traditional D here. And so the man has obviously been bullish on Dogecoin. Is he truly bullish on it in a situation where he wants to use it 100% exclusively, like you said? I don't think that's realistic. I think there's a part of him that is trying to troll finance. He is pretty well versed in finance. Started PayPal, and well, I think there's something to his narrative in Dogecoin. I think that it will be used in all of his ecosystems. So whether it's Tesla, SpaceX, Mars, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, I do think that there's going to be always be a space for Dogecoin because he is who he is. All right, so moving into a couple. Well, first of all, before we get too far ahead of ourselves here, there's a couple more players in the space when it comes to the ETFs, the spot ETF. But no, it's not the Bitcoin ETF. Well, the Ethereum one. So you have here Invesco and Galaxy HQ have now filed their 19B-4. Don't know what that means, but hey, spot Ethereum ETF. So now there are a few more players in the space. Not quite as many as Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's around 10. I think we're about 4 or 5 on the Ethereum ETFs. Don't quote me on that, but I know this is just getting started. And a lot of this is coming off of the back of the Grayscale, saying, hey, if there's a futures ETF, why not have a spot ETF? We have applications for future Ethereum ETFs, which a lot of analysts and experts are saying that will pass. And what we saw with Grayscale, this whole thing, if you've been paying attention with Grayscale, is that, hey, if the SEC allows the trading of futures Bitcoin ETFs, why would you allow that product but not allow the underlying asset to trade, the spot version? That's kind of a no-brainer. Hey, you can. It would be like opening up a sports book and being like, "Hey, you can bet on who's going to win the Super Bowl and go to the playoffs, but you can't bet on the games." Like that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, why would you offer trading services on one product that you trade in a time frame, and you don't offer one that just trades in the day-to-day price, right? Why can I buy and sell Bitcoin ETF and the price it's going to be at the end of the month? Why can't I just buy it at the price it's going to be today and tomorrow? That makes a lot more sense. And so that got brought up to court, and the courts have agreed with Grayscale and saying, hey, not a very good, doesn't make much sense to offer one product, not the other. And so we got futures ETFs for Ethereum that are likely to be passed. And so now, no surprise, you have the spot ETFs coming for Ethereum. Just want to say that I think once the Bitcoin one passes, it's going to be a floodgate. You're going to get Ethereum, and then who knows what comes next. I do think that some of the tokens that we see on exchanges right now that don't have a lot of crypto listings. So you remember Robinhood when they first launched, they only had like 5 crypto tokens you could buy. And then there's a lot of foreign exchanges that might not be that might not offer too much crypto. It's always the same guys, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, maybe Dogecoin. Those projects that have been around for a while that lack the manipulation as far as the developers or founders, as far as the day-to-day price, you can quote unquote say they're decentralized. These products I do think are going to have a chance to get passed as a ETF pretty quickly after the Bitcoin one. So I do think that we'll be surprised at how fast things move after the first Bitcoin ETF passes. I do want to move into a couple other big chart movers today. And no, it's not Bitcoin. No, it's not Ethereum or Dogecoin. Well, it's orange juice. And so Bitcoin is now being outperformed by the likes of fresh squeezed OJ with or without the pulp. Forrest, are you a pulp guy or no pulp guy? You like the chunks and the grainy stuff.
Oh, I like the pulp. Yeah, I'll drink whatever, but I like the pulp.
I like the pulp too, Rocco. All right.
It's for David because it's not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that David definitely doesn't do the pulp. I don't know. That would be my guess. The thing is I feel like it's like it's a good product and it's not just straight concentrated when you got pulp, right? Because I feel like I had a cousin come in from France one time, and he went and got a juice, and out of the vending machine, I don't remember what kind of juice it was. Anyways, on the can it said contains only 5% juice. And he looked at me. He was like, "What's in the rest of the can?" And I was like, "Good question. I don't know." So orange juice continues to destroy everyone, including Bitcoin. So this is a chart going back to 2006. So you can see here, just from 2020 to where we are now, the price of OJ went from less than I'm not sure what metric they're using here, dollars per case, pound, quart. I don't know. Anyways, we went from 100 here, got a 4X on OJ, parabolic rise since 2023, from the beginning of the year. And I did a little research here. And so we got our local grocery store chain here, Albertsons. And you can see that, it's still reasonably priced. $8.59. Would you ever pay $9 for a quart of orange juice? That's crazy. You can go generic for $3.
Really not.
This
is a luxury item at this point.
Yeah, I mean, more expensive than milk.
Yeah, you can stop to Tiffany now and buy some more.
Yeah, man, it's
be rich to be drinking OJ.
For Christmas this year, I think I'm just gonna gift out some orange juice.
Yeah,
and just be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Fresh squeeze.
Took it for granted, honestly. Should have drank more orange juice when it was cheap. What was I thinking?
Some other big market movers as well. You got Taylor Swift. So we're wondering what's pumped the economy lately. What is keeping us out of the recession? Taylor Swift's Eras tour gave a $5.7 billion boost to the U.S. economy. This is per WAPU. I don't even know. Anyways, that's enough to send every American a $20 bill. She is slated to make herself, just from tour alone, not even merchandise sales, from the tour alone, over $500 billion. I think it was $500 million. And so I think it was upwards of $600 million off of one tour. So if you haven't seen the prices of the Taylor Swift, I think the tickets started at $400, but then they resale for like $2,000 or something stupid like that. On the secondary market. She sells out. She and the thing is this lady is selling out stadiums, not just one night, but she comes for a weekend. She does Friday. So she came here to Vegas.
Yeah, she did like 2 or 3.
Yeah, she came to Vegas and did like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm like, Jesus. So
yeah,
I can't even get the football team to fill up the stadium. Like they do it. The Raiders come here and they fill the stadium once every 2 weeks. This lady comes in 3 days, just in a weekend, sold out. So, kind of crazy.
She did a big deal with AMC theaters now, where if you can't afford to go see her concerts, you can go watch the concert footage in a movie theater. It's wild. It's like, there's like,
have you seen
tons of people going to movie theaters now to watch these concerts?
Have you seen these videos? This thing is crazy. Like, look at these people. Look at these people, man. This is this is at the theater, man. Look at them, man. This is across the country. So kind of so not only did she get her ticket sales from the actual performance, but she's crushing the box office as well. And so I think if you matched up Taylor Swift as a GDP, she would be in the top 100 for nations as far as how much money she brings in. So,
is there a chart somewhere? I know that
I will find a chart for perhaps.
If there is one for Kramer, I'm pretty sure there is one for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, so pretty interesting There's anyways, yeah, this thing is
That's Vitalik there. No.
yeah, oh yeah, Dean, it looks like a Vitalik Vit-
they throw it down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, so let's get into today's big news here. We got the Ripple Labs. So victory for Ripple and SEC as the SEC drops lawsuit against Brad Garlinghouse and also Chris Larson. And so if you guys aren't too familiar with the court case, there's essentially 3 lawsuits that came down on Ripple Labs. Well, one against Ripple Labs, the founder of the XRP. They operate the direction of that. Also, lawsuits came across to Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, who are at the head of Ripple Labs, and they were saying that they were involved in launching a security or improperly launching a security, violation of securities law. And the lawsuit says, hey, you guys knew what you all were doing. You were trying to raise money for an investment product that is clearly labeled a security. And doing so, you have violated securities law. And, well, that got dropped. And so we saw the price of XRP rally. I think it was up 10% at one point, or maybe even a little bit more. So I know we did go into the XRP chart here a minute ago, so I won't go too far in depth, but currently sitting at 52 cents. So big rally on XRP. You can see where it was. It was at 48 cents. And so now at 52. And, when you were looking at the charts, I didn't want to interrupt you, but, you were saying that it has outperformed most of the other assets in 2023. Let's keep in mind that in the last bull market, the price was suppressed due to this news. And a lot of it, all the other tokens, we saw Bitcoin go from, as low as 3,000. Realistically, it was around 6,000 to 8,000 during the last bear market. Rally up a full 10x there, if not 20, depending on when you got in. That's on the biggest crypto asset class. Ethereum went from a couple $100 up to 1,600, as high as 5,000 last bull market. Well, XRP never really got that. XRP was suppressed due to this bad news, and so I think that there was now that the court case is settled, we're starting to see some of that price action. So I do think that XRP, if this last court case gets resolved, we can finally remove the brakes on XRP and really see where the price will go. I'm pretty bullish on XRP. I do think that maybe sometime lining up with the next bull market, this whole court case will get dropped, or at least a judge will err favorably on XRP. We can finally get we can finally get some price movement out of it. A lot of American-based fintech companies are hesitant to work with Ripple Labs because of the impending lawsuit. We saw Western Union for as an example, someone that was initially partnered with XRP. As soon as the lawsuit came, they parted ways and they dropped that whole idea or that whole partnership, and they ended up going with Stellar Lumens. How many other companies have been hesitant and have not moved on XRP? So here you have Brad Garlinghouse. He said, today was an even better day. Ripple 3, SEC 0. So what does he mean by 3? Well, you got him and Chris Larson, I'm assuming would be 1 and 2. And then the third being the judgment by Judge Torres saying that the XRP token itself is not a security, but perhaps how you sell it could be deemed a security. So more or less just the sale to venture capital could be deemed a security is the only thing that really the SEC has left. And I won't go reading all of this, but he said, in all seriousness, Chris and I, in a case involving no claims of fraud or misrepresentation, were targeted by the SEC in a ruthless attempt to personally ruin us and the company. So many have worked hard to build it for over a decade. The SEC repeatedly kept its eye off the ball while secretly meeting with the likes of Sam Bankman-Fried. Ooh, little shot there. Failing again and again to protect U.S. consumers and businesses. How many millions of taxpayers' dollars were wasted, and feels good to be vindicated. So, very interesting. Also, you have Eleanor Tourette here. So this is a little insight on what's next. So what's the next steps in the Ripple case now the SEC has dropped charges against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson? Expect to see some more litigation in the penalty phase between the two parties and regarding an appropriate penalty for Ripple's $700 million institutional sale. Lawyers tell me that Ripple is likely be able to reduce the penalty down, but the SEC still wants a substantial amount for bragging rights. So expect a big fight. Note the SEC can still appeal Judge Torres's decision regarding the problematic sales and other distributions of XRP tokens, which I was mentioning earlier. The Judge Torres came out and said, hey, XRP itself, the token, is not a security. However, you can sell it just in the same way that a home itself, the individual house, a home, that is not a security, but you can bundle up homes and sell them as securities, just as one example of how the underlying asset might not be a security, but how you sell it can be. Now, overall, a big victory for Ripple and crypto industry as a whole. Another big loss for the SEC. So I want to just get your thoughts here first, Forrest, on the direction of this. We know where the price is going to go if you get a favorable decision. I don't think anybody's doubting the fact that XRP will rally. Perhaps, as I mentioned, some partnerships might be in the works that otherwise companies might not have taken a risk with the impending lawsuit. But what do you think this means for Ripple Labs, XRP, and you know what? The whole ecosystem of crypto as well, because I think even if you have no dog in the fight, you have no exposure to XRP, don't even care to buy it, you do realize this is pretty important for the crypto space. What's your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I mean, this is like, it's actually kind of better, in my opinion, for the crypto space as a whole when the SEC decides to fight crypto in this way and just go straight for litigation. Yes, it's painful and it's long and it's drawn out and it does damage the space to some degree. But when you end up getting these court cases that are decided in favor of Ripple and in favor of in creating the guidelines for what is and is not a security, we finally get clarity. So it is a rough way to get there. I'd much rather have a crypto friendly SEC. I mean, there's tons of regulations that I would be very, very for in the crypto space. I think a great regulation would be centralized exchanges when they list tokens and they start selling tokens to retail customers. They should have to have a prospectus for that token, similar to when a stock gets listed on the stock market. There's a prospectus. I shouldn't have to go and Google and go to these different websites and try to find out what kind of pre-sales there were and what who bought this behind the scenes, what the emission schedule are, what's the fully diluted valuation, because that's how you get these big pump and dumps, right? This is how you get, that would be just such an easy slam dunk regulation to put in that would actually benefit the entire space and actually protect consumers. But instead, we get them going after, something that, ICO'd back in 2015 or what I think is actually earlier than that, like 2012 or 2013. And instead of just working on regulation and guidelines going forward, they try to go back in time when, crypto was brand new and there were no regulations. They try to regulate these things and look for clawbacks, and it ends up shooting themselves in the foot. It ends up shooting the SEC in the foot in the long term. And eventually we will get to a place where we have clarity. It's just they're taking the most painful route. Instead, they could just be providing clarity moving forward and actually be working for constructive regulations like the one I suggested. But I mean, ultimately there's the easy way and there's the hard way. And I think we're working through the hard way because the SEC is not exactly wanting to work with everybody constructively, but we'll get there eventually. And when we do, we'll have more clarity, and it's a big potential win for other cryptocurrencies. You've got a lot of other cryptocurrencies that are distributed in similar manners and sold on these exchanges in similar manners that are sitting here and worried about whether or not they're a security. You saw that's why Solana dropped to $12 a while back, right? It dropped to $8 off of the FTX collapse. And then it rallied and it dropped down to $12 because Gary Gensler said that Solana was a security and AVAX and Cardano were securities, and all these altcoins dropped, right? And they've bounced back since then as we've gotten more clarity on the XRP case. But it's really meaningful for the entire ecosystem moving forward.
Yeah, I think people that hate on XRP, it's very cult like. You know what? A lot of damn near every crypto is pretty cult like, which is kind of interesting. I feel like we should always come together and support one another, especially when there's so much hate on the crypto space, and I feel like there's not enough people, and when you look at percentage wise, that are bullish in crypto, understand its potential. And I think that if we had less of this tribalism, and the people kind of open up their eyes and say, "Hey, man, let's not hate on XRP in this court case," yeah, man, I think it speaks very loudly. Who else would put up the capital to fight this, right? If any other like company, and there might just be 2, 3, or 4 different companies that essentially launch a crypto token that would be willing to go through the entire litigation process, not only just time, but also the reputational hit. I mean, 2 of the founders are sued. This is, that court case is dropped, but I mean, you have the tarnish of the reputation, not only for the company, but also the individuals that started it, the price suppression, the negative connotation of the whole thing. And they're weathering this storm for the benefit of the entire space. So hats off to them. I don't have a lot of exposure to XRP, to be honest with you, but I am 100% a fan of what they're doing here. And in any way I could support, I'm all in, man. I'm all in on XRP. Super bullish on that. Quick shout out here to the chat. We had Carlos Alejandre. He gave a $1.99 super chat. Says he's got a lot of Doge. That was his super chat. So hats off to you. Hats off to your Doge. Maybe we'll get to $16. Who knows? Also, you got Harold Jones, Maurice, Theo Rodriguez, Bram, Crypto, the YouTube Alliance, and Ox Machina. All of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we are a little shy of the 170 likes. How many likes we got, Rocco? 118. Oh.
18.
Oh, not too bad. Well, anyways, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, do us a favor. Smash the like. If you're looking forward to this weekend, hit the like button. Also, I want to know what the chat is doing this weekend. So, what are you doing Saturday? What are you doing Sunday? Put it in the chat. And we'll end the show with the little highlight from the community. See what you guys are getting into. Now, another article here I got moving on. We got, new crypto developers are leaving too soon. This is per Electric Capital. So a firm found that today's developer pool is 66% larger than it was during the bear market 3 years ago. However, it is down 27% on the year. And so compared to where we were in the bear market last year, we're got more developers, no surprise there. However, they are falling off pretty quickly this year. Developers who have left crypto recently were newcomers who worked in crypto for fewer than 12 months and were only responsible for about 25% of all of the code commits. Here's a little chart here. And so you can see the newcomers here in green. They have fallen off. No surprise. You see companies coming in trying to take advantage of a bull market. They see that there's a lot of retail interest, but a lot of that is no different than any other industry or market. If you just try to come in and catch the wave and you're not really providing a product and setting it up in a way for long-term success, you're not there. You can't weather a bear market. You're not prepared for it. It's no surprise that these new companies have gone under. However, there is overall growth. And as we mentioned, we're up 66% than we were last bear market. And so next bear market, I think that, or if there is a bear market, I think that the next bear market will be something pretty similar. I think we'll be up another 60, 70, maybe 100% as far as developers in the next bear market compared to where we are now. But speaking of startups, you have a crypto startup, Rider, raises 1.2 million to build wallets with no seed phrases. So I don't really want to.
How that works.
I don't want to talk too much about Rider. I don't know. It's $1.2 million. Not the biggest investment round, but it brings up an interesting conversation here. And so I just got a couple things highlighted. Seed phrases have been the bane of many crypto enthusiasts because of the long multi-word phrases that have to be safely stored. Now, one company is trying to make them a thing of the past by leaning on more user-friendly approach known as social recovery. So social recovery relies on users finding 5 friends or family members who can help recover access to their crypto wallet if they lose their seed phrase. And so pretty similar to like a multi-sig wallet where you have maybe an institution, custodying one, or a law firm. I think this is more for the everyday user. Basically, you still have the seed phrase, but if you lose it, you can recover the seed phrase by getting 5 friends together. Or if your 5 friends hate you, they can come together and take your money. So I'm not really too sure how I feel about this. I would trust more. I don't know. Forrest, what do you think? Would you ever go for a crypto wallet where 5 family members can take everything or recover your seed phrase if you lose it?
No, I think this is a bad idea. I mean, like, I get it, but first of all, like, signing up 5 of your friends for a service is a lot harder. It's like, what's more difficult? Just writing down a seed phrase and keeping it somewhere safe on a piece of, there's products you can buy, you can engrave it in metal, you can keep it in a fireproof safe, there's a million, it takes like, I don't know, 30 minutes to figure out a really good solution for a seed phrase. Imagine going to 5 friends and be like, hey, you got to sign up for this service, sign up on this app, you put in your information. Like, no, a lot of people don't even know five friends that they trust that much. And then if you got people who are, if you're a jerk to those 5 friends, not saying I would be, but some people are, they're going to screw you over and steal all your crypto. Like, this is just, I think this is like, it's a bigger pain than the actual seed phrase.
Yeah, I bought a couch the other day and I called 5 of my friends that have pickup trucks and none of them answered the phone. So good luck getting them to sign up.
You have 2 options. You can pick up 5 friends or 12.
You know what?
12 friends.
We have a business here, so we got things that we buy. We got camera equipment, tripods. Anyways, there's always a time where I need a truck, right? And so I've been looking for a used truck, and God bless, man, you cannot find a used pickup truck for like less than $9,000. I just want a little beater, because the thing is, I got cars. I don't need to drive a truck around, so I don't need something fancy, just something throwing. Anyways. Dude, I cannot find. It was like a 1998, like F-150. It was like 12 grand. I'm like, 1998, bro. Like, come on, man.
100,000 miles.
So, anyways, I decided not to buy a truck and rely on my friends and family, but they have not come through. So, anyways, I ended up renting a U-Haul for $20. That's actually not a bad idea. You rent a moving truck in town, like $20, $30. Yeah, cheaper than buying a $10,000 truck that's 25 years old, which is funny because I'm sure the sticker price is probably like 20,000. So, not really a depreciating asset. You always hear like, hey, as soon as you drive the truck off the lot, it's going to lose value. Not no more. Not the way the dollar's going. The dollar's outpacing the depreciating price of a car now, You buy a car now for 50 grand. Well, you got hyperinflation. Now it's worth $1 million. There you go. And as absurd as that sounds, that is exactly what we saw in 2021 with the supply shock. You could literally buy a car brand new, turn around and sell it for a profit used.
Mike say gave his praise to Gary Gensler.
All right, so Forrest, what do you got going on this weekend? As you let us know, I'm gonna scroll through the chat. I'm gonna see what everyone said, if anybody said anything, and yeah. So what you got going on this weekend? And then we'll see what the chat's got going on.
Friend's wedding, got the rehearsal dinner tonight, wedding tomorrow. Just yeah, other than that, just get some errands done, chores done on Sunday, probably church Sunday morning. Pretty laid back weekend apart from the wedding.
So you always got something going on. Your ladies always got a lot playing for you. You know, I feel like she's got the,
right. Yeah.
which is good, man, because you know my weekends are pretty lackluster, and I'm like, you got somebody that plans everything out for you, and so hats off to your lady, man. She keeps you busy. So
That's right.
all right. Now real quick, I do want to give another shout out to our channel sponsors. So Cam's Blue Wire Tech once again, cybersecurity, networking for your business. So if you guys are looking for any networking needs, Blue Wire Tech in the description below. Also, another shout out to our channel sponsor, Radix, as well, Radically Better DeFi, and go play in their sandbox. Go check them out. And we're big fans. We have the CEO on, one of the founders of Radix as well on the channel all the time. And so if you're a fan of Radix, well, we are as well. And we back them not only because they're one of our sponsors, but we believe in the project. So let's see here. What do we got in the chat? You know what? I don't see too much going on here. Ooh, y'all not doing anything this weekend or what? Did you
Nobody
see?
does anything.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. We had
Somebody was
Crypto
going
Brat
on.
said sports mode all weekend. So you got college. Also, Hindi said sports as well. Halloween party, Crypto Pitbull. He's gonna be Pikachu. So very, very interesting. And then French Toaster says rainy weekend. So probably not doing anything. Well. And then I'm not going out. And then Jane A says, I'm not going out because it's going to be wetter than none on a washing machine. Interesting
What?
there. Hey, for sure.
Gotta get lost. What?
Snapper says, this weekend I'm going to live up to my name.
Okay. Snapper fishing. That's it.
I don't think he's fishing for what you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
Snapper
Sorry.
sniffer, okay? So
Oh, okay.
anyways, we are going to wrap this thing up. So
Well.
Well, I'm not doing the dumbass finger tornado.
No.
We're you know what? We're just gonna sign this thing off. All right. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you guys haven't seen, we got the merch as well. Go check that out. In and Out Crypto. You got Sin City Crypto merch. Also, a lot of your favorite merch, or a lot of your favorite crypto products as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge is on there. Go check that out. And big shout out to the chat. Big shout out to you, Forrest, for come checking us out. Also, you have at the top of the chat, we've pinned cysteine research. So you want to get some insight on the alpha as far as NFTs, crypto, macro environment. Heard you're bullish on gold as well. We were talking about that before, huh?
Wanna do the X tornado?
The X tornado?
Yeah.
Anyways, go support our guests. And we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a good weekend. For those of you that are playing in the rain, stay dry. And thanks again, guys. Have a good one.
See you.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin, it's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarize Bustin' like barbecue chicken pizzas, I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin, and sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't